Hey everyone! Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fundamental concepts in Python, data types. Understanding data types is crucial for writing efficient and effective code. We'll cover everything from numeric types and strings to collections and specialized data types. This video will be packed with examples and explanations, so let's get started. First up, we have numeric types. In Python, there are three main numeric types: integers, floats, and complex numbers. Integers are whole numbers and can be positive or negative. Here's a simple example. Next, we have floats, which are numbers with a decimal point. They're useful for representing more precise values. Finally, we have complex numbers, which consist of a real part and an imaginary part. Here's an example. Now, let's talk about the Boolean type. Booleans represent truth values and can be either true or false. They are particularly useful in conditional statements and logic operations. Here's an example of Boolean variables. We have two variables, is_sunny and is_raining, storing true and false values. Next up, we have strings. Strings are sequences of characters used to store text. You can create a string by enclosing characters in quotes. In this example, we have two strings, greeting and name. Strings can be enclosed in either single or double quotes. You can also perform various operations on strings, like concatenation and slicing. Here, we're concatenating two strings and slicing a string to get a substring. There are also many built-in methods for strings, such as converting to uppercase or finding a substring. Now, let's dive into collection data types, which include lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries. These types allow us to store multiple items in a single variable. Starting with lists, lists are ordered and mutable, meaning you can change their content. You can add items to a list. You can also remove items from a list. In this example, we create a list of fruits, add an item using append, and remove an item using remove. Next, let's look at tuples. Tuples are ordered but immutable. Once created, you can't modify them. Here, we create a tuple of colors. Unlike lists, we cannot change the items in a tuple. Now, let's move on to sets. Sets are unordered collections of unique items. In this example, we create a set of numbers. Notice that duplicates are automatically removed. We can also add new items using the add method. Finally, let's discuss dictionaries. Dictionaries are unordered collections of key-value pairs. In this example, we create a dictionary to store student information, add a new key-value pair, and remove an existing one. Next, let's take a look at some specialized data types: bytes, byte array, and range. Bytes are immutable sequences of bytes, often used for binary data. Here, we create a bytes object containing the ASCII values for the string hello. Byte array is similar to bytes, but mutable. In this example, we modify the first byte in the byte array to change hello to hello. The range type represents a sequence of numbers, which is especially useful in loops. Here, we use a range to print numbers from 0 to 4. The range function is often used in for loops to iterate over a sequence of numbers. Let's briefly touch on the Nontype, which represents the absence of a value. In this example, we assign none to a variable, indicating that it has no value. This gives an error. Python also allows us to convert between different data types using functions like int, float, str, and list. Here, we convert a float to an integer and a string to an integer using type conversion functions. This can be very useful when you need to ensure data is in a specific type for calculations or comparisons. That's it for our comprehensive guide to Python data types. Let's recap what we've covered today. We started with numeric types, integers, floats, and complex numbers. Then we moved on to Booleans, which represent truth values. We discussed strings, which are sequences of characters, and explored some common string operations and methods. Next, we covered collection data types, lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries. These allow us to store and manage multiple items efficiently. Finally, we looked at specialized data types like bytes, byte array, and range, as well as the Nontype and type conversion. Understanding these data types is crucial for writing effective Python code. I encourage you to practice using these examples and explore additional operations and methods for each type. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more Python tutorials. Also, hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new content. Feel free to leave any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy coding!